His Royal Highness Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Qudaibiya Palace. The cabinet highlighted the importance of the official meeting that took place between His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the Sultan of Brunei Dar es Salaam, His Majesty Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah, and welcomed the Sultan of Brunei's successful visit to Bahrain. His Royal Highness instructed ministers to ensure the implementation of the MOUs and agreements signed that aim to enhance bilateral cooperation. The cabinet congratulated His Majesty the King and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Prime Minister, and His Highness Staff Lieutenant Commander Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa on His Highness's successful completion of the Joint Command and Staff course at the U.S. Marine Corps University in Virginia, USA. The cabinet also congratulated the Bahraini officers who graduated from the course, wishing them continued success. His Royal Highness expressed gratitude for His Majesty's commitment to developing the skills and capabilities of the kingdom's citizens. He also thanked their Highnesses and Excellencies, members of the royal family, ministers, officials, and the people of Bahrain for their congratulations on the occasion. The cabinet reviewed the evaluation of the pilot phase of the government land development program and affirmed the feasibility of its goals of providing units at prices suitable for the beneficiaries of the newly developed financing programs. His Royal Highness directed the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning to expand the program and implement 8 additional projects in partnership with the private sector during 2023 to 24. His Royal Highness also directed the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning to hold events and exhibitions that spread awareness on the housing financing services and programs. The cabinet strongly condemned and denounced the storming and vandalizing of the headquarters of its embassy and the residence of Bahrain's ambassador in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum. The cabinet considered the act as a serious violation of the rules of international law and diplomatic agreements. The cabinet affirmed the need to halt acts of violence and vandalism in Sudan and to provide full protection for the headquarters of diplomatic missions and civilian facilities. The Cabinet then discussed and approved the following memorandums. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Development and Infrastructure Projects regarding the launch of 5 new e-services in the urban planning platform Takhtit as part of initiatives to re-engineer and digitize urban planning services to facilitate procedures for citizens and investors. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Financial and Economic Affairs and Fiscal Balance regarding a draft decision to amend several provisions of the decision to purchase additional virtual years of service to the actual amount of years served for public sector employees. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Financial and Economic Affairs and Fiscal Balance regarding Bahrain's contributions to and participations in international organizations. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding an MOU between the Kingdom's General Sports Authority and Serbia's Ministry of Sports to strengthen cooperation and exchange expertise in the sports sector. A memorandum submitted by the Ministry of Municipalities and Agriculture Affairs regarding the acquisition of real estate for public use to provide the necessary spaces for urban development. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Works regarding the second phase of the National Assembly project. A memorandum by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on the government's response to 4 proposals submitted by the Representatives Council. Finally, the Cabinet noted the following ministerial reports: the official visit of the Minister of Interior to the U.S., the participation in the 35th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting, the participation in the second ministerial conference on social development, the participation in the commencement of the election interconnection project between the GCC Interconnection Authority and Iraq, the participation in the second session of the United Nations Habitat Assembly, the participation in the ceremony of the 6th edition of the Khalifa Award for Education in the UAE, educational operations for the conclusion of the second semester of the academic year 2022 to 23.